Hi, guys. Welcome back. Welcome. I am Chi Smith, your host here for the Inner Chi Show. Welcome and thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight, we're talking about the power of communication. Power of communication within the dysfunctional family. It's been shown within research, whether it's marriages, blended families, individuals as a whole, communities, businesses, so on and so forth. Communication is like the number one key. And a lot of times, if you would just sit and have a conversation, maybe you figure out that there was some misunderstanding along the way, right? And so we just got finished breaking down the word communication and then the root word commune and then the etymology of the word commune. And so now we're going to talk a little bit more about what does it mean to talk intimately. Because a lot of times, I get it. You guys want to have conversations, but you don't want to have it in front of everybody. Or some of you are like, I don't care. So-and-so can hear, they can hear. Well, depends on the topic. Everybody may not need to know what's going on. Okay. So let's just talk about what does it mean to talk intimately. Now, I will say as a preface, I remember a special leader to me, and big ups to EC Mobia out of Conway, Arkansas, Tree Holiness Saints Center. Whoop, whoop. He was the first one to share with us, a group of us, intimacy, into me, see, intimacy. It is not necessarily romantic. It is not necessarily romantic. However, it does allow you to see the most vulnerable part of me. And a lot of times within communication, we don't want to be vulnerable because we're not even sure what the person that we're having a conversation with would even respect our vulnerability. They may think that we crazy, we talking crazy, we off our rockers, or they just may not have the capacity at that moment to receive what we're saying. So a lot of times we can't be intimate, or we think that we can't be intimate, having an intimate talk, an intimate conversation with someone, allowing them to see into us, because we're not necessarily sure where the other person stands. So we're going to talk about these steps, though, these 4 steps. We're going to get into a little bit here in just a second to help you kind of set the tone with yourself and maybe the person that you're going to be talking to, speaking with, trying to resolve some of this dysfunctionality. Now, what does it mean to talk intimately? Intimate conversations are simply about being together and enjoying each other's company. Period. Intimate conversations are simply about being together and enjoying each other's company. Now, here's a question. Do you even enjoy talking to the people that you talk to? Do you even enjoy talking to the people that you're talking to already today? Or is your hand forced to talk to them so you can get that paycheck? Is your hand forced to talk to them so that you can get what you want out the deal and then get gone real quick? Are you forced to talk to them because mom and daddy want y'all to talk and stop beefing? We're just talking about dysfunctionality in the family. 2, intimate does not always mean romantically. We said that just a few moments ago. It is relating to or indicative of one's deepest nature. Listen, when people are communicating, they feel their words. We teach in our training, you got to taste your words before they come out. That's a little salty. We may want to put a little sugar on that. And we may not. But even if it is a little salty, is it the right time? Taste your words before you spit them out, because you're getting ready to, give up yourself, your deepest nature, as it relates to intimate conversations with people. And then another definition or another part of what does it mean to talk intimately is just your innermost self. Intimacy. A lot of partners, a lot of husband and wives, a lot of, even co-parenting. We know you didn't fell out of love with folk. If you're in a co-parenting situation, hopefully if you marry, you ain't fell out of love. Bring it together, Jesus. Bring it together, Lord. Bring it together. But for real, for real, even in a co-parenting situation, you may have gone your separate ways, but you can still understand the innermost part of the person that you created another life with for the sake of creating the rest of the life for that person, that child. Huh? When I call my bestie up, I want them to hear chi. When I call my spouse up, I want him to hear chi. Even when I talk to my babies, I want them to hear mama. When I'm in the community, I want them to hear my heart, my deepest nature. Yes. Even as a public speaker, even as I am writing books as an author, I want them to hear and see and read the most inner part of chi. Okay? And if people are not willing to do that, then we're going to follow these 4 steps to try to figure out how can we successfully create the right atmosphere regarding communication so that it goes in power. See, y'all didn't get that at first, the power of communication, but it's actually creating the atmosphere to communicate and with power. Okay? Now, because of that, let's go ahead and dive right into it. The power of communication. What's number 1? What is one of the first steps I should take, or what is a step I can take or you can take to create that atmosphere to properly communicate in power, with power? Know that what you speak can come to pass. There is life and death in the power of the tongue. Hello? Life and death in the power. See, they got that word power again. But you got to know what you're speaking can come to pass. So if you're trying to communicate, or if you are communicating with someone and you are speaking about an expected end or goal or mission in mind, you want to know that what you're saying will come to pass. Sometimes people just talk to be talking. They ain't got nobody's objective, ain't got nobody reasoning. It ain't got no goal in mind. It ain't on no mission. It ain't finna bring about no results. No way, no how. But if you are looking to communicate in power, then you got to know what you speak can come to pass. That's just like faith. How are you going to say, I got faith that blah, 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 and then doubt it? You got to know that your words got power and meaning. Okay? Now, some folks using this power and meaning, and, they doing some horrible stuff. And so that's why I'm gonna need my guards. Y'all heard me a couple weeks. I'm gonna need my guards to be on post. I need my guards to be on post, because you got some folks that speaking stuff that don't need to be spoken. It needs to be cast down. Anyway, keep going. Number two. Create space to share the atmosphere. See, you got to create the space. You have to be intentional about where you plan on having these conversations, right? You got to be intentional. Expand upon current knowledge when you do create that space to share. Okay? As you are creating that atmosphere, expand upon current knowledge. What do you already know? Discuss old topics. Not that you're trying to dig up old bones, but maybe a part of communication intimately into me, see innermost, deepest nature. You need to say, hey, you know what? When I was 21 and I wasn't sure about X, Y, and Z, and I came to you for advice, you laughed in my face. You told me that idea or that concept would never come to pass. That's not digging up old bones. That's sharing your innermost self. Okay? With your 53-year-old self going back to 21. That's okay. Talk about, break the ice. As you are setting the atmosphere, maybe another idea is to talk about like talk shows and TV series, kind of set the atmosphere. Maybe you need to break the ice a little bit before you kind of go into them old topics, or before you kind of go into whatever you're looking to communicate about. Does that make sense? Right? Creating space to share, set the atmosphere. And as you're setting the atmosphere, maybe some of it is breaking the ice, talking about talk shows or whatever, a movie, before you discuss those old topics. Right? Expand upon current knowledge, like maybe something just happened recently that you guys both can identify with, right? Because this creates understanding and trust. It's kind of called like softening, kind of like when you've gone to different events and people have your icebreakers, right? You always have an icebreaker. And that's to kind of bring people to a calm, bring people to a balance, bring people into harmony, either make them laugh or make them do kind of a team building exercise, right? But this creates understanding and trust. When you create space to share, when you're creating an atmosphere, it actually creates a better means of understanding and trust between the individuals. Okay, number 3, be purposeful in the intent to communicate. Be purposeful. Be purposeful in the intent to communicate. Because it may be awkward to start talking before encountering that person. That's why you got to know what you want to discuss. And if it helps, make a list of thoughts. When you know you want to communicate with someone, in order for it to be effective, you might want to make a list of your thoughts leading up to your discussion. So it may be a week old, it may be a month old, it may be a year old. Maybe you wrote some stuff down last year in 21, right? But that'll kind of help you stay purposeful in your intent to communicate what it is that you're looking to communicate about. Okay. Along with being purposeful in the intent to communicate, know when you want to talk. Know when you want to talk. Know when you want to talk. What does that mean? Set up time. Set up time. Call that person or set it up on your phone, your laptop, your whatever type of calendars you have, Calendly, whatever you have to keep you on track. Set up time. That is keeping you purposeful in the intent to communicate. If you call me up and tell me that Saturday, September the 10th, can we have a conversation? Absolutely. It's on your calendar. It's on my calendar. We went to we're having this conversation 2 weeks in advance. So therefore, it's going to be purposeful. It's the intent. We're going to get it done because it's scheduled. You can also just be purposeful in the intent to communicate, knowing when to talk by, hey, let's go to dinner. Let's go to putt-putt golf. Let's go to Top Golf. Let's go speed racing. Let's just go to the park and walk. Let's go watch a movie. Let's go to Vegas. Whatever. Let's go for a boat ride. Whatever. Okay? Or hey, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna spend the weekend. Let's catch up. Over coffee. It's got to be intentional. That's the only way you're creating the right atmosphere for communication in order for it to go in power. You guys keep hearing these words: power, atmosphere, intention, purpose. Okay? So number 1, knowing what you speak will come to pass. That's number 1. Number 2, create space to share the atmosphere. Number 3, be purposeful in the intent to communicate. And then number 4, this is something that I would recommend you probably put number 1, but just kind of put it in your back pocket. Find a way to improve your speech and writing skills. I have found that a lot of individuals do not openly communicate and don't know how to communicate with power and with intention and with purpose is because they really think that maybe they'll stumble over words. It won't sound right. It'll come out wrong. My voice will be too high. My voice will be too low. I'll be cracking under pressure. It could be a plethora of things. So what I want to encourage you to do is practice in front of a mirror. Practice in front of a mirror. Now, I can't see you guys' faces, but I can see myself. And by doing this over a number of times, I've gotten comfortable with the camera. And many of you guys will too, okay? So practice in front of a mirror if you feel that maybe what you're going to say, will be a little cracky or may not come off as smooth as you're looking, or with the purpose and intent or with the power that you're looking for. Practice in front of a mirror. Just get in front of the mirror, Join clubs, join groups. What is that? Whole back. I forgot. There is a group. I can't think of it right now. It'll come to me maybe a little later, but there's a group where people actually do join, and it helps them with presentations, speaking in front of an audience, being clear, being intentional, hit their points. Geez. Anyway, join clubs, groups that encourage speaking skills and or writing skills. Hey, sometimes your interaction and how you're going to communicate in power may not always be through speech. It may be written. You might want to write a letter, or you may be typing a message into someone's DM, or you may be just sending them an email, and you want to make sure that your words are coming through clearly. So not only just speaking through speech audibly, but also written. Okay. You got to have written and verbal skills. I know that's in almost every employer's job responsibilities and descriptions, right? And their duties. You must know how to write and speak accordingly. You got to have written and verbal skills, hands down. Another way to improve your speech and writing skills is practice your topics with friends and ask for feedback. Okay. It's okay to call up that friend and say, hey, listen, I got, I'm trying to get ready for something, see how this sounds. And you don't have to talk to them about the actual topic that you plan on communicating with someone. It could be anything, right? Just let them listen to you. Someone who really is a part of your tribe, your support system, your support group. Practice with them. Practice your topics, or practice different subject matters with friends, and ask for feedback. Ask them how you did. How was your voice? Did that sound mean? Did it sound, did it sound too passive? Whatever. Ask for feedback. Because this builds up confidence while you are sharing. It builds up confidence while y'all sharing. Okay? Y'all, I hope this was really helpful. I know we ran through it real quick. Look, your girl, Chief Smith, is on the move. Got things to do. But you guys are important to me. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys your time first. And I said this was going to be the last episode of the Dysfunctional Family Series. But however, I don't think it's going to turn me loose that quick. So there's some downloads that happened today. And I think it very well much so is encompassed in the Dysfunctional Family Series. So I'll be back next week with a new topic. So guys, I hope this was a blessing to you. I hope you were able to like and share. And I hope you're able to write this stuff down. If not, catch a replay and get these gems. I know that it was very inspirational and encouraging as I was sharing it, but also as it was coming to me to share with you guys. So again, the power of communication as it relates to healing the dysfunctional family, understanding what dysfunctional means, understanding what communication means, the root word of communication, the root word of commune, the etymology of commune, and then what does it mean to talk intimately, right, when you're talking to anyone, and then what are the 4 steps to help create the right atmosphere of communication in order to communicate in power. All right. So again, number 1, knowing that what you speak can come to pass. That's the power right there, knowing that it can come to pass. Number 2, creating space to share, setting that atmosphere. Number 3, be purposeful in the intent to communicate. You got this. Be intentional. Set that time up. Go to dinner. Go somewhere. Know what you want to discuss. Make that list. And then number 4, improve your speech and writing skills. How do you do that? By joining different clubs, different groups, practice in front of a mirror, and or get your best buddy and practice with them and ask for feedback. Okay. So guys, I love you. I love you. Go in power, go in confidence, but most importantly, go in love. And like and share this broadcast because things are happening with families, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to hear it. So till next time, see y'all.
She's sugary, she's spice. She is everything plus nice. Take her one-on-one class and she provides the best advice. She'll take you down into the trenches, but only to lead a new way. Only for the sake of you and your legacy to establish a new day. Let's give a warm welcome to the Chief Reprimander and the Supreme Hugger, Chief Smith.